with Charles Moore, a great columnist, by the way, and a fine editor of the Daily Telegraph, deciding for personal reasons not to stand as the chairman of the BBC, which comes up shortly, I decided to apply. And this morning, DCMS acknowledged my application to be BBC chair. Because it's such a high-profile position, I thought it appropriate right now to deal with the skeletons in my own closet. And in fact, address why the Sun gave me the bullet some 3 years ago now. And it was all over a piece that I wrote as part of my column about the footballer Ross Barkley. Mr. Barkley now plays for Aston Villa and actually had a very good game on Sunday. Anyway, in the column item, he had got involved in some altercation in a pub. So I questioned what on earth he was doing in such a pub, but also pointed out that in my experience, I don't think I'd ever seen anybody look quite so dim as Ross Barkley. And that the last time I'd seen anybody or anything look as dim as him was on Guy the Gorilla. Now, that wouldn't matter. Why? Because Ross Barkley was white and therefore no problem. Wrong. Big wrong. His grandfather turned out to be Nigerian. So this then led to a whole load of tweets and Facebooks and all of it that I'm a racist. Really? Did you know? The Sun's sports editor didn't know. Nobody would have known. Rupert Murdoch didn't know. Nobody knew. So, what happened next? Because there is a big online shout against you, Rebecca Brooks, who was the chief executive and was no longer helping police with their inquiries, calls me in and says, that's the end of it. You've got to go. So I am being fired because I didn't know that Ross Barkley's grandfather was Nigerian. If you looked at Ross Barkley, as far as I know, and I think everybody knows, he was a white guy. And had I known that there was black blood in him, I would never have written the gorilla jibe, would I? Let's be honest about it. It would never have happened. Anyway, so yeah, I'm chatting with Brooks, who has been handmaiden to Rupert now for quite a long time. She reveals to me that Rupert's very sorry about having to have slung you out, but he was under pressure at Fox News at the time because he just fired Bill O'Reilly. And actually, he had a problem in New York, and then I'm involved in some tweeting and social media kind of stuff. And I had to go as well. Well, the issue there is, the difference there is, his advertisers in New York had decamped from Fox News 100 miles an hour over the Bill O'Reilly issue. But the reverse was happening over here. Our news desk, the Sun news desk, was swamped with people saying how disgraceful that was, because in the first instance I was suspended, but that how can you get rid of somebody when they couldn't possibly know and nobody knew? Anyway, so that's the explanation of being fired from Ross Barkley. And I defy anybody to say, apart from Ross Barkley's grandfather, if he's still alive, that they knew what colour he was. I thought you'd just like to know the background, because obviously this will all start coming out as my application progresses. But it's important that somebody like me becomes the chairman of the BBC. The idea that Emily Maitlis can use Newsnight as a launch pad for her own views is quite wrong, especially when we're paying her unbelievably $300,000 a year for what is a 4-night week, which probably starts at 4, ends at midnight. You know, it's not all that tough, is it? come on, let's be honest. Literally, I cut that pay to about 80 grand. In fact, I mean, the truth about the matter is, Emily, boom, you're gone. Okay, thank you.